My name is Frederick Cassidy. I'm the chairman of the zoning board. I'll have the other members introduce themselves.
Chris McGrail, Pembroke Zoning Board of Appeals, Vice Chair.
Louis Carpenter, alternate.
Okay. Please note, this meeting is being made available to the public through an audio recording, which will be used to ensure an accurate recording of proceedings produced in the minutes of the meeting. All comments made in open session will be recorded. PAC TV is providing the service live on Comcast, Xfinity Government Access Channel 9. Those without cable, visit YouTube for live streaming. Okay. So, notice is hereby given. Pembroke Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing Monday, July 29, 2024, 7 p.m. in Pembroke Town Hall, Room 6, on the application of Matthew Dalton, 31 Bartlett Street, Pembroke, requesting a special permanent variance in accordance with zoning bylaws, section B5 non-conforming uses, and section 41B4 attached dwelling units to construct an attached dwelling unit in-law apartment as part of an addition to an existing single-family house. Properties at 31 Bartlett Street, Pembroke. Residence District A, assessors map B2, lot 45.
Yeah, we can hear what you're saying.
The microphones don't work?
These aren't the kind of microphones. They're just recording it. Okay. A copy of the application is available. I assume everyone's here for the 40B. This is not the 40B we're doing right now. This is an application for an in-law apartment. So, Mr. Dalton, why don't you just come to the microphone, just tell us what you're looking to do.
Yep. So we are looking to build an accessory dwelling unit in-law apartment on my parents' house at 31 Bartlett Street in Pembroke.
Okay.
Under 800 square feet, single bedroom. It will have its own septic and leaching field.
Okay. No, it's within all the other setbacks?
Yep, it's within signage. The variance I believe I need is the size of the lot is under 40,000 square feet. It's
Okay.
a little bit under that. I forget the exact number. So I think that was the only variance I needed.
Okay, for lot size, okay. All right. And you said it's under 800 square feet?
Yep.
Okay.
Planned at 796.
7 minutes, okay. Okay. Louis, any questions, comments?
Do you know what the square footage is of the existing house as is now?
Mike, do you know?
Well,
Ballpark?
It's
27 by 38, 2 floors.
2 floor, okay. 27 by 38, 2 floors. The second floor is a little bit smaller because of the roof, but ballpark, whatever that is. 21 maybe? or so?
1,000 a floor, 1,026 a floor, I think.
Yeah, around there.
Okay.
Who's gonna be living in there?
So my parents will be taking the in-law, I will be moving into the main house.
Okay.
No steps.
Chris, you have anything?
No, I don't have any questions. We don't have any letters of opposition or anything of that nature, no?
No, I assume no one's here on the first application?
You guys did not come up for us.
No, I don't think so. Okay, let the record reflect, no one is here in opposition of the Dalton's application. Do you have anything else you want to add? Otherwise, we'll close and,
Unless you have questions, no.
no, I don't have any questions. Do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions.
You do.
That's not a bad point.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks. I'll make a motion to close the public hearing, going,
Say, God bless you, doing the right thing.
appreciate it. To close and go into deliberation?
Second?
All's in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'm fine with it. It meets the standard, the minor he needs on the variances. For me, it's fine.
A non-issue.
Okay, so. Okay. So, I'll make the motion on the case 5-24, application of Matthew Dalton to approve his request for an in-law pursuant to section 41B4, subject to the conditions A through E contained in the bylaw. Any discussion? Second? All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're all set. You can talk to Sue. An appeal period's got to run, and then you can get your decision and get it recorded and whatnot, but she'll work with you and let you know when it's ready. Okay, all right, guys, good luck.
Don't fall off the stairs. She wanted to check on the nuts.
Okay,
I don't know if Sabrina's
Let
upstairs.
me see, 3.
who do you want to call?
Is she upstairs? Do we know if she's here?
So is Sabrina here? No. Ed's gone?
Well,
Yeah,
there's seats up
he's gotta-
here.
What is it, the fire thing?
Yeah.
Well, what's the capacity in the room? It says it somewhere.
It doesn't say it. I can't find it.
Side door?
Just 1 minute, folks, we're just trying to figure out capacity in this room from a fire perspective. I thought.
Isn't there 40B override on capacity? In a certain area of residential, single families?
See if we can figure this out.
Considering what they want to do with 1.3 acres, I'd say this is pretty
Right, no, I know.
acceptable in one day.
I'm texting Sabrina now.
Okay. At this point, I just say we go forward and. I feel like I used to see it somewhere, but maybe I'm thinking of other rooms.
News, do we put in a, suggestion to maybe move it to the library?
Well, what do you want to do? I think we brought in what we had.
Yeah, they were bringing him on.
Okay.
I mean, I don't anticipate any public comment tonight, taking any, so,
Did we even get anything?
just the proposal.
Just the proposal. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, you'll vote on that,
yeah,
but that's it, yeah.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we
I mean,
open
there
this?
seems to be a lot of room here. I think we're fine.
Yeah, all right,
It would be nice to know, but
Correct.
we can check with the fire department.
Good.
okay. All right, I'm gonna
And
open
then,
this up.
and then you can, there's people in the hall, but they are welcome to come in. Yeah. Maybe you can have them stand or something. It's by open meeting, they have to be
Yeah.
able to come in.
If anyone's outside and they want to come in, you can find some room. I mean, you're entitled to come in, it's just a little tight. If you're fine there, that's fine, okay. That's fine by us.
That's being recorded, right?
Yes.
It is.
Fit here, right?
Yep, yep. It's all being recorded. I mean, I got some chairs here we can roll back.
There's two more, yeah.
Yeah, the good ones. Yeah, just swap that out first.
Slide these up, 2 over. 1, 2. Oh, man, that one was warm.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one was the...
Yeah, that's you. This is me.
All right, everyone, we're gonna get going on this meeting. So notice is hereby given that the Pembroke Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, July 29th, 24, 7 PM in Pembroke Town Hall, Room 6, for the purpose of a hearing, the application of Dean E. Harrison, agent for Plain Street Estates LLC, for a comprehensive permit pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 40B. The project titled Plain Street Estates consists of 20 rental units located in 3 buildings. There'll be 15 market units and 5 affordable units located on a site of approximately 1.41 acres. The development will consist of 12 one-bedrooms, 6 two-bedrooms, and 2 three-bedrooms. The market and affordable units will be weaved within the 3 buildings. The project is located at 52 Plain Street, Pembroke, Residence District A, shown on Assessor's Map D4 Lot 70. Copy of the application is available with the Office of the Planning Board at Pembroke Town Hall. Okay, so just so everyone knows, this is Town Council, Amy Questle. She's gonna just give everyone just a quick outline of how the 40B is gonna work. We have to hear from the applicant. We then have to have our engineering be approved to hire an engineer and then have them peer review, I mean, look at all the application, whatever they're putting in front of us. So, until that part happens, we're not gonna take public comment because the application could change based on what our engineer decides in his peer review. So we're gonna hear from the applicant, we're gonna decide on an engineer, and then we're gonna set a schedule for the next series of meetings that will come up. There'll be notice, that you can get that info at the town hall. If you're here, you'll hear the dates that we're gonna set. So, Amy, do you wanna just
Sure.
kind of give an outline of how this 40B process works?
Sure, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So again, it's Amy Questle, Town Council. This is the opening of this 40B. This is the opening hearing. So we have 180 days from today to issue a decision. So this is definitely a process. We've been through this, this board's been through this before. What we generally do tonight is we get an overview of the project from the applicant. We then vote on peer review. It then goes out to peer review. Peer review is, we hire an engineer, but the applicant pays for it. But we are in charge of who we hire, and they do not have any say in who we hire. But they pay for it. The money goes into a 53G, Chapter 44, Section 53G account, and the money is drawn down as the peer reviewer does their work. And then, once we get peer review back, we will go through, we will have our next meeting, whether it be in 30 days or 60 days, we would have, our next meeting would be with Merrill Engineering would be in, they would be present, they would go through their peer review, and then the applicant has the ability to make those changes that the peer review recommends, if there's engineering issues. So generally with 40B, we go through, we look at engineering, site design engineering, we look at wetlands, we look at stormwater, and we look at, part of the civil engineering review is the fire truck turning and things like that, and then we also look at traffic. With 40B, we cannot look at, we cannot take into consideration existing infrastructure, and existing infrastructure includes schools, police, fire, things like that. The law specifically does not allow us to take that into consideration. I think that's it.
Great, thank you.
Accidents will be taken into consideration?
We're not gonna just take public comment now?
No, I mean, it's question. It's not comment, it's question.
No, right, we're gonna, everyone's gonna have an opportunity, if,
Okay.
and council could agree with me, I think, if you start opening these up and there's just a ton of questions, it doesn't really benefit. What we wanna do is get the application presented and then have it peer reviewed. So then we have our engineer who's for the town, and he's gonna look and see if they have any issues with that, what he recommends, reductions, changes, whatever that case may be. Once we have that and they go back and forth and figure it out, then there's something to comment on, because we don't know what the project's gonna be at that point, until we get that, so. No, so this is a process, this is a lot of engineering that's gonna go on back and forth between the applicant and the town's engineer, before any decisions are made. And it'll come in through steps, usually it'll be, stormwater, whatever, and we'll have it, there'll be different categories that we'll go through, with the peer review to make sure everything's on the up and up and the project makes sense and works, before any sort of voting would take place. So there's gonna be plenty of opportunities to speak, and I welcome to, if people wanna write in as well, that can be helpful too. We do try to limit it that, we don't want a lot of repetition. So if you are together, neighbors, what have you, and you wanna put something together in writing, I find that's more helpful to me. But we will open it up to public comment when you're here, in the next couple meetings, depending on how the schedule works, so. Not tonight. That's it, so I'll let the applicant,
Excuse me, the notice tonight was just a waste of the neighbors and everybody to come down here?
no,
I haven't seen nothing. Yes, all right, I'm with you.
guys, again, there's a process that has to take place.
It should have been in the notice.
It shouldn't have been in the notice. The notice was a statutory notice. It was
Statutory.
done how it's supposed to be done. I've done a lot of these. This is the way it goes. Some of you have been in some of these with me. This is the process. It becomes too overwhelming, and it doesn't work if everyone's just yelling out at every meeting. It just doesn't. well, we're here for the town to make sure the bylaws are enforced as best we can, and that the projects, if it's allowed, that it's got conditions on it, that make sense for the town and make it safe. So that's what we're trying to do, but that's the process we gotta go through.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Appel, you just introduce yourself and just
Yes.
go for it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Dean Harrison. I'm the housing consultant for the developer, Josh and Angela Matella. They're here with us this evening. I'll introduce our development team later. Just want to give a brief introduction of who I am, what we're trying to do with the project here tonight. Also go through the application, which was submitted obviously to the town. The comprehensive permit process, our requirement to submit to the town covers basically 10 sections. The first section is a cover letter, which basically just outlines quickly our intention within the 40B to do 20 units and 5 affordable at 80% of median income or less. The second item on the agenda, in the application, is the zoning board of appeals application, if the town has one. You so did, and I included it in my application. The third item that's required is the project eligibility letter from EOHLC, used to be known as DHCD. And this gives us basically the golden ticket to get in front of the board here tonight, and says that we have an endorsement from the state. We also had, this was a LIP application, which means we also did get an endorsement for the application to be submitted to the state by the select board. We did not get an endorsement of the project for approval. It was just allow us to submit the application to the state. The fourth one is applicant status. It basically says that the applicant will abide by the limited dividend organization, which limits the profit of the development to 10%. The site control documentation is you have to have site control. The applicant does own the property. Number 6 is the development team, self-explanatory. Number 7 is the development narrative, gives a little bit background on the property and the development itself. Preliminary list of waivers and exception. That is our first go-around of what we're going to ask for some relief from the town and from the board tonight, and over time. Additional documentation, we did include a full drainage report, and my engineer will go over that shortly. And then we also include proposed engineering and architectural plans. Just quickly, I've been doing this for 35 years, mainly in Massachusetts. I've been in many communities, and I hear a lot of the same items and issues that come up, and I respect their issues and their questions and their comments, whether positive or negative. We are here to work with the town in the process. We're not here to come and just blow through all the zoning board of appeals or the town's regulations. We are trying to be very specific, and as part of the process, as the chairman mentioned, was to basically go through working with the town's engineers to come up and make sure our waivers are legitimate and necessary. As you all know, 40B, under the state, we have to meet all state regulations, including building code, septic, if it was wells, we have to do wells. So there's a wide range of process that we have to go through here tonight. I just want to bring some attention to some data regarding what is affordable housing. Because everybody thinks it's affordable housing is the old projects of the past. That is not true. Affordable housing is targeting certain income. So when you make a certain income, your rent is based on your income. Just like if you were going to own a house, your bank looks at it and says they don't want to pay you more than 30% of your housing as part of your income. Same premise here. So we're not looking for free rent. Our residents will have to pay the rents that I talk about tonight. And so I just want to kind of point out something. In the last year, this area, which is part of the Boston MSA, and while a lot of people can't understand that concept, HUD basically puts the state in different sections in different regions. This just falls under Plymouth County MSA, which is part of the Boston MSA. So last year, basically incomes were for one bedroom, or one person, excuse me, the minimum income was $82,950. Two-bedroom, median income, $94,800. Three-bedroom, $106,650. Four-bedroom, $118,450. Five-bedroom, $127,950. And a six-bedroom is $137,450. Those rents equated to, for one bedroom would be $2,369. Two bedroom is $2,666. And a three bedroom is $2,961. That's what's considered affordable at 80% of the area median income. Now, I think everybody can look around this room and they know their income. You know, if I look at the town's payroll, and I've done this to many different towns, I'd love to do it here, 50% of the people cannot afford to basically, no, excuse me, 25% make too much money to afford here. 50% of the people's salaries could afford to live here. Then there's 25% of the people that live in this community do not make enough money to afford to live here. And that's firemen, police, teachers, people at town hall, bus drivers, go through it. It's really sad. So we're not here trying to solve the crisis that affordable housing has. We are here trying to do at least some good. It's 20 units, people find that's high density, but as you will see, we took very specific approaches to engineering this site based on the town requirements, based on state requirements, to make sure that this works properly. So now, in 2024, 80% rent for one bedroom is $2,600 and $2,600. Two bedrooms, $2,931, and a three bedroom, $3,256. I don't know how that's affordable for most people. You know, average hourly rate, $16 an hour. Figure out how many hours a week you would have to work, or how many hours a month you would have to work to make enough to pay that rent. So we understand. We met with the Affordable Housing Committee in town. We met with them a couple times. They're asking us to look at maybe, instead of doing them all at 80, staggering some to do at a lower income. We can't solve it, like I said before, but we are willing to put that on the table. As of the last, basically determination by the HCD, or the Office of Living and Communities, can't remember that one, EOHLC. Right now, Pembroke is at 8.8% to the 10%. So you're making great progress. There's still communities not even having anything yet. So when this law came out in 1969, who would ever think that it would be 2024 and we're still talking about providing affordable housing in the community? So with that said, I will turn it over to our engineer, Mr. Webby, engineering, and he will go through more of the site engineering aspects of the project.
All right, thank you. Mr. Webby, I think we gotta we need to get him a microphone.
Yeah.
There you go. See ya.
Joe, Webby Engineering.
Thanks.
Just to give an overlay of where this is, currently there's a dwelling at 52 Plain Street, and this is Lake Street up here. We have over 400 feet of frontage on Lake Street, and we have approximately 61,000.
You want me to turn it so that everybody can see it? Right?
Oh, John.
Okay, so, off of Lake Street, the topography of the property is very flat, going from approximately 115 elevation to 117 on the north side. What we're proposing to do is construct 3 new buildings with different units in there totaling 20. Septic systems will be on the Lake Street side, and stormwater will be on the rear side of the buildings. The Dean has already gone through the units themselves and the bedrooms. There'll be a total of 30 new bedroom counts if we take the 3 buildings. Some of them are 3-bedroom, some are 2 bedrooms, and some are 1 bedrooms. The septic system will all be under the parking lot. And we are proposing just one entrance in and out, right in the middle here. And our site distances from this to enter onto Lake Street are more than adequate. I think on this, to the north, we can see over 350 feet. And here we can easily see the intersection at Plain Street around 260 feet. Basically, that's the engineering that we have to go through.
Thank you. As following up earlier, I mentioned that there are a total of 20 units, and I mentioned 5 affordable. So let me give you the breakdown. We have 12, we're proposing 12 one-bedrooms, 6 two-bedrooms, and 2 three-bedrooms. Under state requirements, we have to do at least 10% of the units at 3 bedrooms. We don't have a choice anymore. We are-
12, 6, and 2.
12, 6, and 2.
Thanks.
Okay, and of the affordable, we're proposing 3 one-bedrooms, 1 two-bedroom, and 1 three-bedrooms. So I was saying earlier, on these rents, this is what the tenant has to pay, or the resident has to pay for the rents. There is not this isn't project-based, Section 8 project where the tenant pays their income, or a minimum of $40 a month, right? So to make this, and this is the affordable rent, so this doesn't count the market rents. But as you see here, the majority of the units are market rate units. So that, as most people probably understand, you need to keep the property up. It will have a professional management company, and that each year, the affordables have to be recertified to make sure that it's still making the incomes. And on the market rate, obviously that's driven, he needs the market rate units to get the mortgage, to get the financing. I know this is very unknown for a lot of people. A lot of people, they're afraid of it, unknowns. Well, that's what we're here to describe over the next few, probably 5 meetings at least, is to basically go through and answer all your questions as best we can. No one wants a development next to them. Everybody wants affordable housing, but no one wants it next to them. I get it. I've been here long enough to understand that. But I like to show some of the elevations. Now, some people are like anything else. Everybody loves their own home, but you drive through a neighborhood, you might not like what you see by the neighbor. But that's the neighbor's choice. We think the houses fit in nicely to the neighborhood. We're aware of the abutters and the neighbors. Our building is no higher than the buildings around the neighborhood. So we're aware of that, and we're here to talk to the neighbors and discuss. We met out the site. We've had a meeting with the state at the site, and some neighbors showed up. You're not gonna like me through this whole presentation, I understand that. been doing it 35 years, no hard feelings. But I do want to emphasize that it's important for communities to provide housing. Think of your children, think of your elderly adults, your parents, fixed income. How do they afford this? So that, taking that into consideration, I just want to show it through a few of the elevations. Let me see if we-
They're keeping that five-bedroom house. So there's 20, because there's really 21 units. 12 plus 8 is 20. and then you add
Basically,
the-
we're doing three buildings.
525.
As Joe
No,
presented
that's
earlier,
part of
they're
this.
set back off the road, they set back from the neighbor behind. We already talked about putting some new fencing up in the back. You know, I guess there was fencing there one time and it was taken down. So we already talked about that. This is the front elevation, which will have the parking in the front. And if you remember from the engineer drawings, that runs not on, on Lake Street, not on Plain Street. So this is typical. They're basically, you can see, we've broken it down. There's 2 levels. We have to have back entrance, exits for the units. You have to have 2 ways of enter and exiting. So we have proposed that style in the back, and this is the style in the front. And like you said, most of the, we're still working on the design, elevation, but the elevation, like I said, if you're going down Lake Street, you see these buildings and the building, the first abutter neighbor, this building's about the same height. So we're trying to fit it in.
Mr. Harrison, Mr. Harrison, I just can't see the picture, that's all.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't touch it, John. Break it again.
I got it, okay. Thank you.
I'll just leave them here for now. As part of the review, we understand, we appreciate that you're going to identify an engineer tonight. And obviously, we're in support of that decision. We understand that we will deposit money into account to fund the consultant or the engineering firm. And we do look forward to their input. I think this is the best process for these reviews. So at that, I know it's a large room, a lot of people, so I'm going to stop now. And whatever you want to ask.
I just got a couple, one that council brought up. There's a structure on that lot now, right?
Mhm.
Is that remaining?
The existing residential,
No, I know, I gotta ask, it's his presentation.
there's the smaller one, that is coming down.
Okay.
That other building will remain, but is gonna not be part of this. We're gonna form a condominium, a land condominium. That would be its own condominium and will remain. These new units will be on another parcel, and it will be a separate,
You're not doing a separate, you're not doing parcels. It's all one parcel.
it's all one parcel.
So you have 21 units, not 20.
No, we're
You do
not,
have
we're
20 units.
we're including that parcel
Yes.
is gonna be a separate ownership.
It doesn't matter. It's all one lot. You have 21 units on one lot.
Yes.
Yes. And that's a 5-bedroom house.
Not again.
It says
When we
five.
when we set our approval with not Mass House, excuse me, EOL, the state, we identified that we're doing 20 units, not including the existing 5-bedroom unit. And the way, right now, it's one parcel under one ownership. What we can do is then, it's not really, we're not subdividing, we don't want to
Right,
subdivision.
so it's still one parcel, even if you condominium. It's still one
Yeah,
parcel.
that
So
way I
you
see
have
it.
21 units, and then you have, it says on your plans 5 bedrooms. So the 5 bedrooms have to be taken into consideration with the total bedroom count.
That's not what we're proposing. We got a further discussion about this, but right now, that's, I can show you, we could do I've done it in other towns, I can show you how I've done it in other towns. We are gonna basically divide the property.
But you're gonna do it by a condo association, which means that the property's still gonna be one lot.
No, we're doing land condos, not the association condo. They were gonna have two different owners of those lots. I mean, we could do it as a subdivision.
You're gonna have to show me how to do
Yeah.
that, because you can't do that in Massachusetts, you have to file an A&R plan, and that's not part of your waivers.
No, that's not part of the waivers.
Okay, so you're gonna go to the planning board for that?
No, I mean, if the board so wants that as part of this, we can get into that, and I can work with you on that, as whether you want it shown as an A&R plan, if you want to show it as a subdivision. There's a couple of different ways we can do it. I mean, I usually work with the community to determine which way they would like it done. To us, it doesn't matter if it's subdivided. You know, if it's subdivided, then we'll have to change the waivers to, anything in the subdivision rules and regs that we
'Cause
need a waiver from, we would do that.
And the lot size is gonna change. If you do an A&R, the lot size will change. So all the engineering that's been based on the total lot, so there's an issue, because
Let's-
either all the so your engineering was based on a total lot size and for 20 units, or it should be based on 21 units, or you're going to subdivide this parcel off, and then your total lot size is gonna be reduced.
The 1.4 acres you're saying would be reduced because we're subdividing that. Okay, that's not the intent. If we look at that, and I'll discuss it with the engineering. Then we'll discuss it with you further.
So that is another thing that has to be looked at, which Merrill will look at, but, we're now looking at 4 septic systems. But I can't find the septic tank for the existing house. I see that the SAS the field is being relocated. It doesn't show where the tank is being relocated, but in any event, you're gonna have 4 separate septic systems on one lot. But Merrill will look at that.
Right, no, I get that. I just wanted to raise it because it's,
The intent is to have them as separate lots, and we will work with the engineer and the town council to do that. Is 20 units under this comprehensive permit applications for 20 units. Not including the 5-bedroom existing building.
Knock it down.
all right, well, we'll have to, Amy, they'll have to work with us to, because I don't even know if you A&R that, like, is there, it's only 1.4 acres.
They've gotta figure out if they can A&R it.
What's A&R?
and
Approval not
subdivide it.
required to subdivide. Okay,
But there's no such thing as land condominiums in Massachusetts. It's
No,
chapter
no, I know,
183, you just, yeah.
yeah, and you can't have a 1-unit condo.
Yeah.
Okay, the only other, Mr. Harrison, the other, and we can work out that
Yeah.
A&R piece to see what you guys might have to do, and the
Yeah.
engineer
We'll
will
make
get
the
in-
adjustments.
We'll get into that.
So I did have two more questions
yep.
on the actual application that we received. We
ahead.
did receive a stormwater report. I didn't see a traffic report in here.
Nope, we did not.
Okay, so we
It's
would
not
need
a requirement under the 40B.
We would need a traffic report. We always get a traffic report. And the other,
You want a traffic, excuse me, I'm not trying to get technical, but do you want a traffic analysis or a full traffic report?
we usually get a
is
full
difference.
traffic report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other piece?
When I went through this.
You were talking about stormwater or something?
No, we had stormwater, wetlands.
We need traffic.
We need traffic, and, no, yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Is the fire department requesting something too?
Yeah, we have, the fire department that Merrill had that. And, I'm sorry, Rick, I can't remember.
No, it's okay. Excuse me, everyone, everybody, we just gotta keep it down.
I know.
Guys, we just gotta keep it down so we can get through this process here.
So generally, the board,
A little bit of order, guys, a little bit of order, please, thank you very much.
I remember now. So the board recently went through 40B, and really did a lot of work to make the buildings look nice. And perhaps you could work on landscaping. You have
can do that.
cars going right up to the building, which generally this board likes to see landscaping in between the parking spots and the buildings. And perhaps,
We do have the architect working on,
maybe the architect could work on
yeah, landscaping
making it
plans, yeah.
better.
Yeah.
They're not-
Joe's doing, Mr. Webby is doing just the site engineering.
Yeah.
We have an architect, unfortunately, he has COVID, so he couldn't attend tonight, but we do have, working on the landscape.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Amy said that the curb appeal isn't exactly popping off the page, so, something to
Yeah.
talk with your engineer about. I think that was it from an
That was it
application
for me, yeah.
standpoint, right?
Yep.
And then you'll have to figure out the A&R piece with that lot, because
Yeah, we'll talk to our attorney and, you
Yeah,
know, we'll discuss it further.
who's the attorney?
His name is, excuse me,
Okay, Amy has his name, okay.
okay.
He's on the project team. or he-
Sullivan? I have-
No, on your project team, you have Bob Galvin listed.
Yeah, Bob
Oh,
Galvin,
Bob,
yeah,
okay.
is this one, yes.
And you said it's gonna be professionally managed, you're gonna create, these are rentals? but
These
you're
are
gonna-
rentals.
You're gonna condoize it,
Yes, I mean, just the land, but the rent, the unit, the building and the units themselves
I
are
mean,
just.
I do a lot of condo law, so, I mean, there's no, you can't condoize just that. So, it's either gonna be apartments where you don't own the building,
Yeah,
or
that's,
you're gonna have condos.
no, there's no unit condos. There's
Okay,
no-
okay, so it's
one-
just gonna be a
they're
one
all
owner.
rental buildings,
Okay.
yes, correct.
And what's the, are you putting any restriction or anything on the length of the leases, or is it
They have to be 12-month leases,
at a minimum?
and
Okay.
then they go month to month at that.
Okay.
And once a year, we will have to hire besides a management firm, some management firms don't have the affordable, they don't do the affordable piece. If that's the case, we will hire a separate organization that will handle all the affirmative fair marketing and housing plans and the lottery. And then after that, each year they'll be involved. If anybody moves out and people moving into the affordable units, they have to certify them. And then each year, everybody has to be recertified again.
Okay. And so it's professionally managed, they're gonna manage the grounds,
Yes.
monitor septic systems, the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, most of the times they'll have somebody under contract for the septic,
Okay,
all the infrastructure that they don't normally do.
right. Okay. Because the tenants aren't expected to do anything as far
No.
as taking care of the property itself?
Yeah, they gotta take care of the unit.
Right.
There will be the rules and regulations, just like any other rental project.
Okay.
Noise, if they're noisy and they gotta
No,
go,
I-
they gotta go.
Understood. And then, one other thing, Amy, did you see on the plan, and I know this is preliminary, just
Yeah.
trash, where's trash gonna be?
Yeah,
Okay.
corner.
Okay.
I only have a small set of
No,
22, so.
that's fine.
Wasn't clear on
Okay.
the septic on the plan. Was it gonna be dumpsters or?
Well, yeah, since I brought that up, yeah,
Yeah.
there is which we're
Yeah.
gonna review, engineering's gonna review all that, and make sure that makes sense, it's screened and it works. Okay, do you have anything, bullet point stuff? No?
It's gonna change 3-4 more times anyways.
But those are just sort of bigger picture issues I had. Amy, do you have anything else that we wanna?
I don't,
The landscape engineer.
yeah, the landscaping has to be.
That'll say a lot.
Yeah, the landscaping has to be improved.
Okay, so we're looking traffic, landscaping, architect/landscaping. And then the piece about this other unit, because the way I look at it, you got 21 units and another 5 bedrooms.
Yeah.
So that's gotta be fleshed out.
That's not the intent, we'll work.
How many are ADA? Are there any ADA?
By state building code, you need 5%.
Amy, we have, as far as your initial presentation, anything more you wanna?
I'm just open here for
Okay, I
whatever
appreciate
you
it.
want. Yep.
Amy, what's our, scheduling wise, what do we wanna do?
I'm not sure that Merrill's gonna be able to do their report, and they're gonna be able to look at the things they need to look at within 30 days. So
Yeah,
do you
I
wanna
agree
do October? No, wait, September.
September.
September 16th.
What's that?
That'd be like 45 days.
That's perfect, actually. 45 days would be perfect.
47 or something.
Mr. Chairman, would it be possible for our engineer to speak with your engineer between the meetings?
Oh,
to-
of course, I expect them to
Okay. I
work
just wanna
together.
confirm.
Yeah, no,
Appreciate that.
we'd expect them to work together, and, if he can review it and get comments in time, and we'll see how far they get.
Yeah,
We've had this in the past where they just can't, and we have to continue again just to give them another time to get it done right, so we can have something to look. Doesn't do us any good to look at half of a report, so.
it's really up to the, yeah. it's
Yeah,
up to
so
the
yes, they
peer
can
review.
engage, and then I would talk to council on the lot.
Can I
division.
ask, is he qualified in reviewing traffic reports? Okay,
Oh, yes, yeah.
great, okay. Sometimes towns,
No, the other-
engineer does it. All
It's a
right.
she.
Because I don't know how long it will take us to get the report right now, so that might be an open item.
Okay,
But they should be able to get out there, I'm assuming, quick.
okay. So, what was that date we just said?
September 16th.
September 16th.
September 16th.
7:00?
It will plan 7, and then, Amy, we have the proposal from Merrill, right?
Yes, so you guys need to just vote to accept the proposal.
Do you have a copy of it?
July 29th, there you go.
So, we can just make a straight motion for that, right?
That's it.
All right, we'll make a motion to approve the estimate for the work on this project from Merrill, with the estimate dated July 29, 2024. Get a second?
Second.
Any discussion on it, or? Nope. No, I'm fine with it. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that's approved.
Mr. Chairman, can you mind tell us the price? Okay. Thank you. That's easy.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, that doesn't include the traffic study, so we'll have to send in another one.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Bill.
that, Mr. Harrod, that doesn't include traffic, so
Yeah.
we'll have to update that. But that's what they gave us for this meeting.
But once that amount gets deposited, they can start immediately,
Right.
and then they'll add for traffic.
Does that make sense?
That makes total
Okay.
sense.
All right, so we'll plan on the 16th. Hopefully the engineers can get something together for us. So everybody, the meeting's gonna be moved, we're gonna vote, but we'll move it to, it's gonna be continued to September 16th to allow the engineers to, our engineer to review their project, at least what they submitted so far. There's some issues that were raised, we're gonna have them go over those, work those out as best they can. Hopefully, we'll have some comments to their application, perhaps their comments back, maybe a traffic study, depending on the timing of it all. So that'll be the plan. All the documents are on the town website, so if anyone wants to, I know it's hard to see the plan sometimes in these meetings, but you can go there and take a look at them. But again, this is all gonna change because the engineer, our engineer's gonna go and look at this very carefully and see if it works and what needs to happen. So, that being said, I appreciate you guys being here, appreciate everyone coming. Amy, anything else we
You're set to
need to do?
continue it.
Okay, I'll make a motion to
You all
continue,
gonna be able to say something on the 16th?
potentially.
We don't have an opinion on it. It's approved by the engineers as it's a project.
No,
No, we've, all three of us have sat on these at great length, and trust me, everybody has a chance to say something. You won't be stifled or anything. I know it's frustrating, but you'll have a chance to speak.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
I do appreciate that.
Guys, it's just, if everyone's talking before, we don't have the actual project in front of us. We have
Right.
a proposal, right? And we're gonna have our engineer look at that, and if he has issues, which he's probably gonna, they always do, and they might reduce units, they might change the way it's laid out. So commenting on the current project, it doesn't make sense, because it's not gonna be the project in a month and a half when you come back here, which you will then get to look at and comment on at that point. But there's no point in doing it preliminarily at this stage. I've done a lot of these, it's just, that's the way it is, so.
My,
The point that she
um,
brought, Amy, the point that she brought about, I mean, an extra unit there for septic tank, it's gonna be discussed, included?
That's all engineering.
It's all gonna,
Yep. Yeah, believe me, guys, we're advocating for the town, and we're gonna try to make sure it's done right. But there's a, and that could be the case, but the process has to take place, and there's gotta be some structure to it, otherwise it just becomes chaotic and nothing gets done. So that's all we're trying to do. Everyone's gonna have an opportunity. Again, I'd reiterate, if there's groups of you, I understand your neighbors, and you wanna write something in, I find that can be a little more helpful. It's not to say you can't speak when you're here, but it is more helpful for us to read those letters, because we can do it instead of trying to take comments in an open meeting and process it all. But again, you will be given opportunities.
A general question,
Sure.
have we ever seen anyone try and do a 40B project on 1.5 acres of land?
The last one,
Yeah,
the last one was not, it was small.
yeah. Yeah, it's not unusual. I mean, I can't remember exactly the size, but that's not unusual. Yeah, so.
Just another general question, the traffic report takes into account foot traffic as well. My biggest concern is there's no sidewalk on that road, it's a very busy road.
No, and I understand, and I'm not trying to, the engineers, though, they'll have to do a study, and then we're gonna look at that study. The engineering's gonna look at it all.
Traffic is accidents too?
Traffic's, yeah, traffic,
An
it's,
accident?
yeah, they study the whole thing.
That
So,
was my question before.
Does anyone
They
know
will-
the pollution from the volume of cars that are being added right across the street from the buses?
yeah, I don't think traffic's gonna do pollution. No, this pollution isn't gonna be, it's not part of the process. But a traffic study will be done, the applicant will present it, and then our engineer will review it.
Are pets
Um,
gonna be allowed in those units?
I don't know, but I'll make a note of that question, and we'll bring it up. So, guys, again, we're not, I was just trying to give you guys a quick overview of what we're doing. We're getting into fielding questions, so, again, I'd recommend you get on the website, look at the plans. Anything they submit will be uploaded on there. So when he puts his new plan in, I mean, the comments from the engineers, the traffic, that'll all be there. So you can get that, in advance of the meeting, hopefully.
So, Mr. Chairman, we have until, and this is just my rough math, we have until February 24th of 2025. I think
Right.
that's the 180 days. But again, I didn't have any service in here, I couldn't Google, so I had to do math.
Yeah.
But someone just brought up a very good point, that the traffic study should be done when school is back in session. So we should have the traffic study done in September, and we have time to look at that. So the gentleman asked if we would be accepting all comments on the 16th. We won't be accepting traffic comments
Right, right.
on September 16th, because we won't have the traffic report done and reviewed by then. So
Yes.
traffic would be more October, November.
So what we'll do, this will kind of go in phases, as they do their initial review, there'll be comments, and then we can talk about that. But we're not, the same thing, traffic wouldn't be done yet, we're not gonna talk about traffic. Then when we do the traffic, we can talk traffic. That way it's, we have reports, we have the engineering, and we can look at it and talk intelligently about it, instead of just sort of guessing at that point. So,
And I
it'll come in phases.
Can I just offer, Sue has my contact information, both my email and my cell phone. I'm willing to talk to abutters. Obviously,
Sure.
hopefully we can keep it civil. So, but if somebody would like to get more information, I ask that it goes through Sue.
Okay.
So,
So everyone heard that. If you wanna get in touch with the applicant's rep, you can get in touch with Sue if you're in a butter. And, Mr. Harrison said he'd be willing to talk and work with you, so. That said, did we continue yet?
Not yet.
No. We'll make a motion to continue the hearing to September 16, 2024, 7 PM. Okay. Second, all those in favor? All right. September 16th, 7 PM. Yeah. Yeah.
We gotta do minutes.
thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We gotta approve minutes.
Oh, yeah. Was it just the one set?
That's all that I've seen.
Do you have any more minutes? You just had the one set, right?
Just get the first one, so they have to announce it, so they announced it just now. I think it's also on the website. Yeah.
All right, we'll make a motion, make a motion to, oh, one sec, we just gotta do a quick motion. No, we can, just a motion to approve the May 20, 2024 minutes and June 10, 2024 minutes. Got a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Amy, we good?
Yeah.
All right. We'll adjourn?
Adjourn.
Adjourn, okay.
All right, now we're good. You up?